Hey guys, it's Mrs. D. We just stopped B1, so I just saw the kids in person for AP Comp, and I had a little bit of an additional explanation for them about why the rhetorical device list went on Classroom and why you should be writing more than just pathos, ethos, logos. So I wanted to make sure I put the same explanation on Classroom for the rest of you. One, I like that you're using pathos, ethos, and logos. It's a really good base work for you to come in on, and it does help us transition into our whole conversation about rhetorical device. If the only things you used in Chavez were pathos, ethos, and logos, and many of you did, you need to push and get more specific rhetorical and literary devices included in your explanation, especially as we look forward to a rewrite. We knew that a rewrite was coming. We also knew that this is a whole new skill set. We expected that you would need more. So let me just explain a little bit about why pathos, ethos, and logos wouldn't be enough necessarily. They're better than nothing. So if your essay, and a few of you did, just said something like he discussed nonviolence and nonviolence is great, and nonviolence is important, and you talked a little bit about how good Martin Luther King was, this really has nothing to do with the price of milk. The assignment listed on the top of the essay was write an essay showing how his writing choices made his argument for nonviolence better. So that's what you had to do. Saying ethos, pathos, or logos helped. If you said that rather than the other explanation, you were more on task. You have to defend how pathos, ethos, and logos are building the argument of nonviolence. And frankly, while, yeah, you could argue that there's examples of pathos, ethos, and logos throughout this essay, it's predominantly one of them. There are more examples of one than there are of the other two. So if you were sort of equally saying they existed, that wasn't precisely correct. It was mostly an ethos essay, and I understand that this is backwards. I haven't figured out fully how to get it to flip, but this is just a little helpful visual cue here. So if you just said the essay has ethos, good, better than not saying anything. But how does the ethos get constructed? So I usually envision it like an umbrella, like if ethos is the big thing you're arguing, what are the things underneath it that might help make the ethos work better? That's really where your essay should kind of focus. The problem that some of you come in with is that you want to be able to list 20 literary devices that exist in the essay, where what you should really be doing is trying to find the strongest or the most frequently used ones by the writer and focusing on how they work and why they were chosen. So if ethos is one of the things you were focused on, and ethos is more in this essay than pathos or logos. It just is. Did allusion play into how ethos was functioning? Did word choice? Repetition's another one. If you also needed some help looking at that, I put an annotated version of the Chavez essay on Classroom for you to look at. In a perfect world, we would have sat together in class and done it together on the board, but we work with what we have this year. I hope that was helpful. It's not a particularly long video, so I do hope you watch it. And as you go forward, looking at the essays, consider always that model of the umbrella. Do you have a big thing like tone or logos or pathos that you overall see in the essay? And then what are the little things the author's doing to build them over time? You don't need, like one student said, I found a lot of examples of imagery in Cold Blood. Do I necessarily need like 30 or 40 more? No. But you need more than just imagery. But think of how imagery builds. You found a lot of examples of imagery. Is that just a coincidence? Maybe not. Maybe these individual examples of imagery contribute in total to something else. Do they contribute to tone? Is there a motif? Is there something in the way of repetition? Ask yourself if there's a reason you're seeing these things, because it's usually not accidental. We are studying the active construction of writing, so there are usually no mistakes and there's usually no accidents. All of these things are purposely put in and constructed for a reason. Alrighty. I hope that was helpful. Do let me know. And on Classroom, the list of everything we're doing is there. Also, keep in mind that we are having the reading quiz on Wednesday, but after the reading quiz, you're able to continue today's work. Have a good day, guys.